There are tons of enchantments in Minecraft and it can be difficult to know which one you should be using. So in this video I'll go over how to enchant your armor, tools, and weapons with the best enchantments for the lowest cost using the anvil. There will be timestamps in the description if you want to skip ahead. Starting off with the helmet, we will first need Protection 4, which will add a 16% damage reduction, Mending, Unbreaking 3, Aqua Infinity, which will increase our mining speed underwater by 5 times, and Respiration 3, which lets you breathe underwater for 60 seconds, and finally, Thorns 3, which will cause an attack or damage at the expense of 2 durability points. I will be showing 2 different gear sets, one with and one without Thorns 3. First, add Respiration 3 to the helmet for 6 levels. Then combine Unbreaking 3 and Aqua Affinity together for 2 levels. Combine that book with the helmet for 7 levels. Then add Protection 4 and Mending together for 2 levels. Add that book to the helmet for 10 levels. Overall, this helmet will cost you 27 levels to make. The cheapest way to make a helmet with Thorns is to first apply Thorns and Mending together, which will cost you 2 levels. Then add Respiration 3 and Aqua Affinity for 2 levels. Combine the helmet with Protection 4 for a cost of 4 levels. On top of that, add Unbreaking 3 to the helmet for another 4 levels. Add the Respiration and Aqua Affinity book to the helmet, which will cost 12 levels. Then combine the last book to the helmet for 22 levels. Overall, a helmet with Thorns 3 will cost 46 levels to make. Next up is the Chestplate, which you will need Protection 4, Mending, Unbreaking 3, and Thorns 3 if you want. To make a chestplate, first apply Unbreaking 3 to the chestplate for 3 levels, then combine Protection 4 and Mending together for 2 levels. Combine this book with the chestplate for 8 levels. Overall, the chestplate will cost you 13 levels. The cheapest way to make a chestplate with Thorns 3 is to first apply Thorns 3 to the chestplate for a cost of 12 levels, then add Unbreaking 3 to the chestplate for a cost of 4 levels, then combine Protection 4 and Mending together for a cost of 2 levels. Last, combine the book and chestplate for 10 levels. Overall, a chestplate with Thorns 3 will cost you 28 levels. Next are the leggings, for which you'll need Swift Sneak 3, which increases your sneak and crouching speed to 25% of your normal walking speed, Protection 4, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. To make leggings, first apply the leggings and Swift Sneak 3 together for a cost of 12 levels. Then combine Protection 4 and Mending together for 2 levels. Combine the book you just made with the leggings for a cost of 8 levels. And finally, combine Unbreaking 3 and your leggings for 6 levels. Overall, the leggings will cost you 28 levels. The cheapest way to make leggings with Thorns 3 is to first apply Swift Sneak 3 to the leggings, which will cost you 12 levels. Then combine Thorns 3 with Mending for a cost of 2 levels. Then add Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3 together for 3 levels. Combine the book we just made with the leggings, costing you 9 levels. And finally, combine the last book with the leggings for 18 levels. Overall, leggings with Thorns 3 will cost you 44 levels. Next are the boots, the most expensive item to enchant in this video. We will need Soul Speed 3, which will increase your speed by 62% on Soul Sand and Soul Soil, Feather Falling 4, which decreases fall damage by 48%, Death Strider 3, which increases underwater movement, then Mending, Protection 4, and Unbreaking 3. To make boots, you need to first apply Soul Speed 3 to the boots for a cost of 12 levels. Then apply Feather Falling 4 to the boots for a cost of 5 levels. Then combine Death Strider 3 and Mending together for 2 levels. Add Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3 together for 3 levels. Combine the book you just made with the boots for a cost of 11 levels. And finally, combine the last book to the boots for 16 levels. Overall, the boots will cost you 49 levels to make. The cheapest way to make boots with Thorns 3 is to first apply Soul Speed 3 to the boots for 12 levels. Then combine Feather Falling 4 and Protection 4 together for 4 levels. Combine the book we just made with the boots for 10 levels. Then add Death Strider 3 and Unbreaking together for a cost of 3 levels. Combine that book with the boots for 13 levels. Then add Thorns 3 and Mending together for a cost of 2 levels. And finally, combine the last book to the boots for 22 levels. Overall, boots with Thorns 3 will cost you 66 levels to make. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider leaving a like to help smash through the YouTube algorithm. Next up are the weapons. Starting with the sword, which needs Sweeping Edge 3, which increases the sweep attack's damage by 75%, Looting 3, which increases mob drops and increased chances for a rare drop, Sharpness 5, which increases damage done, Mending, and Unbreaking. There is also Fire Aspect and Knockback, which I will not be including. To make a sword, you need to first apply Sweeping Edge 3 to the sword for 6 levels, then combine Looting 3 and Mending together for 2 levels, combine the book we just made with the sword for 10 levels, then combine Unbreaking 3 and Sharpness 5 together for 3 levels, combine the last book to the sword for 12 levels. Overall, a sword will cost you 33 levels to make. Next up is the bow, which will need Power 5, which increases damage done by 150%, Flame to shoot flaming arrows, and Unbreaking 3. You have a choice between Mending or Infinity, which will allow you to shoot infinite arrows, but you cannot have both Mending and Infinity. So to make an Infinity bow, you need to first apply Power 5 to the bow for 5 levels, then add Unbreaking to the bow for 4 levels, then combine Infinity and Flame together for 2 levels, combine the book with the bow for 10 levels. Overall, the Infinity bow will cost you 21 levels. To make a Mending bow, you first need to apply Power 5 to the bow for 5 levels, then add Flame to the bow for 3 levels, then combine Unbreaking 3 and Mending together for 2 levels, combine that book with the bow for 9 levels. Overall, a Mending bow will cost you 19 levels to make. Next is the Trident. We will need Impaling 5, which in Java would do extra damage against aquatic mobs, and in Bedrock would do extra damage to mobs in water. Channeling, which will produce lightning when thrown at mobs or lightning rods during a thunderstorm. Loyalty will return the Trident to the player after being thrown, and Riptide, which will launch you to the place you are looking when wet. Riptide is not compatible with Channeling or Loyalty. Then Mending and Unbreaking 3. To make a Riptide Trident, you need to first apply Impaling 5 to the Trident for 10 levels, then add Unbreaking 3 to the Trident for 4 levels, then combine Riptide 3 and Mending together for 2 levels, combine that book with the Trident for 12 levels. Overall, a Riptide Trident will cost you 28 levels. To make a Channeling and Loyalty Trident, you need to first apply Impaling 5 to a Trident for 10 levels, then combine Loyalty 3 and Mending together for 2 levels, combine that book with the Trident for 7 levels, then add Channeling and Unbreaking 3 together for 3 levels, combine that book with the Trident for 11 levels. Overall, a Channeling and Loyalty Trident will cost you 33 levels to make. Next is the Crossbow, which needs Quick Charge 3 that allows quicker reloading, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. You can choose from Piercing 4, which will allow your shots to go through enemies, or Multishot, which allows you to shoot 3 arrows or fireworks at the same time. To make a piercing bow, you first need to apply piercing 4 to the crossbow for 4 levels. Then add unbreaking 3 to the crossbow for another 4 levels. Then combine quick charge 4 and mending together for 2 levels. Combine that book with the crossbow for 9 levels. Overall, a piercing crossbow will cost you 19 levels to make. To make a multi-shot crossbow, you first need to apply quick charge 3 to the crossbow for 3 levels. Then add mending to the crossbow for another 3 levels. Then combine unbreaking 3 and multi-shot for 2 levels. Combine that book with the crossbow for 9 levels. Overall, a multi-shot crossbow will cost you 17 levels to make. Next up are the tools. Starting with the pickaxe, we will need efficiency 5, which will increase mining speed by 45%, unbreaking 3, mending, and a choice between fortune 3 or silk touch. To make a fortune 3 pickaxe, you first need to apply fortune 3 to the pickaxe for 6 levels, then add unbreaking 3 to the pickaxe for 4 levels. Then combine efficiency 5 and mending together for 2 levels. Combine that book with a pickaxe for 11 levels. Overall, a fortune 3 pickaxe will cost you 23 levels to make. To make a silk touch pickaxe, you need to first apply efficiency 5 to the pickaxe for 5 levels. Then add unbreaking 3 to the pickaxe for 4 levels. Then combine silk touch and mending together for 2 levels. Combine that book with the pickaxe for 10 levels. Overall, a silk touch pickaxe will cost you 21 levels. The shovel is the exact same as the pickaxe, but only efficiency 4 is needed, but I still use efficiency 5 just for the looks. Next up is the axe, which will need efficiency 5, mending, silk touch, and unbreaking. Sharpness 5 or smite 5, which will deal extra damage to undead mobs. I prefer smite 5 on my axe because I can one-shot skeletons and zombies without needing a crit. To make the axe, you first need to apply smite 5 or sharpness 5 to the axe for 5 levels. Then combine efficiency 5 and mending together for 2 levels. Combine that book to the axe for 9 levels. Then add silk touch and unbreaking 3 together for 3 levels. Combine that book with the axe for 11 levels. Overall, an axe will cost you 30 levels to make. Last is the hoe. We will need efficiency 5, unbreaking, silk touch, and mending. First apply efficiency 5 to the hoe for 5 levels. Then add unbreaking 3 to the hoe for 4 levels. Combine silk touch and mending for 2 levels. Combine that book with the hoe for 10 levels. Overall, a hoe will cost you 21 levels to make. You can call that a cheap hoe. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and see you guys in the next one.